Hello, hello, hello. I guess I shall start the show, but I didn't invite our guests. So just a second. Been going too fast. Oh man. Okay. Sorry about that. So I was washing dishes and I unplugged or opened it so it wouldn't be on while I'm talking. But we gotta get through the noise of it draining now. But hello everyone. It's Ada Diamonds week. This week has been pretty cool. It's pretty special week actually for me. Um, Looking at the Eight of Diamonds and recognizing it for what it is and understanding the energy. So the Eight of Diamonds is in the sun. So you can never deny the um, the value that it holds. It's like that person, women or female these days um, talk about being submissive, right? And the fear around being submissive is that you lose power. I'm trying to get this to scroll across the street. Mm, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do two things at once. Scroll. Why it's not scrolling? I'm sorry. That's the being the operator or producer, and okay, that's what it is. Producing and doing this all at the same time, right? So what I was saying was how women I say that when you're submissive, you lose power, but not for the Eight of Diamonds, right? Or the Eight of Diamonds week. Is understanding your value, understanding the value of other people, um, and understanding that true value of the Eight of Diamonds place or this birthday or the energy is being of service and helping other people, you know. So even though that we all want to have our shine, we all want to be in the spotlight, we all want to be appreciated, right? um, for what we do and how we do it, for our inherited gifts, skills, or abilities, right? But the Eight of Diamonds in itself can't forget the spiritual concept of and the spiritual value and essence of servitude, right? And being of service to other people. So that's why you see the Eight of Diamonds a lot of the times, or this energy around groups of people, maybe even as performers, um, church people, preachers, church goers, people that are seeking spiritual consciousness in some type of way or a affiliation to religion, right? But also, the diamonds, they should never forget who they are, right? Their own inherited gifts, power, and they always usually and surround themselves by people that are somewhat smarter than them, right? It's like a scientist quits his job, and goes out and starts his business and hires a manager. Well, the manager can probably end up being just as smart as a business owner who was a scientist in some type of degree. So yeah, that is the energy of the Eight of Diamonds. Is never forget your place. Never forget your place in time and who you are. Okay. So how did the week or how did my revelation around this energy kind of open up? Well, I went to a um, hello G. I
Hi,
went to a
Rashad.
showcase. I was trying to find words. I went to a showcase.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really dope for the showcase. And the woman that owns the showcase, she just unmute yourself when you're ready or when you want to. So the showcase, the importance of the showcase, or the person that put on the showcase, she serves her community, right? She loves to make money. She's a hustler in every aspect of the way. So she actually has a business that I really never even thought about. Right? You want me to put you on? Want me to tell you? Okay, I take. All right. So the business that she has is she goes into houses where people are cleaning out their houses and they don't want anything in the house, right? So she goes in, I take those things that's in the house, and she sells them for a profit, or a little bit more than what they may be worth, but um, kind of uh, kind of like the people that have the storage units. So she going to like storage units as well. So she uses those of other people's unwanted goods. So that's an eight of diamonds trait in itself, is knowing the value of things, right? It's like another man's trash is another man's treasure, right? So that's the eight of diamonds have to understand that within themselves, spiritually, physically, mentally, even just with people, I think. And I actually had to understand that for myself, because when you start to understand who you are, you start to create boundaries, right? You start to put up boundaries, or what people would call boundaries, but you start to set standards for yourself, set standards for yourself and others, you know, and whenever you have standards and you know the value of yourself, that tends to kind of separate yourself, right, from other people. So when I hate when people use that though, as far as humans and knowing your value, but also being narcissists also at the same time. So it's not intended to be used in a narcissistic way, right? Because that's the Leo or the Sun. Those are the attributes that can come out of that sometimes, but it's a balance. That's why the balance of that is also servitude, which some people would look at as being humble or meek in some type of way. But also, humble can be degrading of your self worth. But so, not to put it like that, right? But to understand that the true value of a person is to hold yourself at a high standard, but also understanding servitude, helping other people up to understand their self and to gain value and to have standards, right, that are equivalent of yours. So that's why eight of diamonds, they can surround themselves or should have some people around them of equivalent value or same value, and be able to work with powerful people, right? Because they should also be able to create powerful people and to understand the value of people as well. So I went all of that from the person I was talking to about, right? So she has that particular trait, and I see that as a showcase, right? The attributes of a showcase is understanding value and giving people the opportunity, right, to show their skills, to show their talent. And I met some great people. I was introduced to an amazing singer. Her name is Emma. She's from, I believe she said she's from Australia, if I'm not mistaken. She's like a mega star over there. I traveled with a particular band. But so her first time performing was yesterday. So that's why my post was like, I'm among the stars. So Ada Diamonds always surround herself by important people. Like I said, um, they know value. What was you saying, Gina?
No, I agree. I think they the diamonds, and they tend to attract those type of people too, you know. But if they're not the celebrity, they're around them. You know what I mean? They have that sun quality. That it's to me, you find a lot of eight of diamonds, like they'll have strong Leo placements, in their natal chart too. So you can see that sun shining, with that energy for sure.
And guess what the host, if I let me see if I can remember her name. The host of the showcase. Can you guess her name? I hate when people say guess, like, of course I'm not gonna figure it out, right? But believe her name was Leo. It's not a belief. I know it incorporated Leo. I'm trying to figure out, remember the rest, because she invited everyone. I can't find it. But her name was surrounded by Leo. I was like, okay, there go the Leo essence, the sun showing up for me. But she had a very bright um, personality. She was very welcoming. She was a comedian as well. Let me give her her IG since I'm bragging about it. Everyone was like, I showed up because of her. And Leo Roslin hit me up this week, of course, so I can give him a shout out as the other Leo from this week. It may take me a little second. Gee, this shit good. But yeah, so around the sun in the Eight of Diamonds being in Sunday. So if you're not aware, I am of I always say jargon. And someone says, stop saying that, you know what you're talking about, or you make it digestible. But the Eight of Diamonds, in a sense, sits in the sun. So that what gives it that characteristic. When you look at it on the light spread, that's where we get all of our information from. That's why I kind of advertised it. A lot of people can speak about the book or read from a book, but why do they say these particular birthdays or these particular energies have these particular traits? The only way you can see that is if you know the light spread and knowing the positions where people sit. So you know the power of the Eight of Diamonds. No matter where it goes, anybody else's position is going to outshine, the other characteristics potentially, because it is the Eight of Diamonds. So to understand why we say certain things, you have to be able to translate and digest what the light spread is actually telling you as well. So without knowing that, you're not able, like I said, to kind of speak this fluently. Following this. Sometimes tech is when you're saying some. So I got to see Starring Fresh. He was pretty dope. That was at Mungu, TBTS Mungu. He was a performer. Um, Actually, you know what? She did not give her personal. So Sarah, Sunny. So was it Sunny? No, Sunny was there. So market Starring Fresh. So how you can kind of get her? Let me see. I hate not knowing. I'm trying to make sure I call out people correctly. So Classy, ClasssyNallJazzy underscore. So Classy, Nall Jazzy. So Lisa DeLeo. That was her name. Lisa DeLeo. So that's how DeLeo of the
She's
Sun.
the Eight of Diamonds.
No, I was just saying just that I think when we talk about the cards on the weekly is just showing how it shows up. So personalities and hosts, I feel like have that Eight of Diamonds characteristic. So it just came up for me in that way, as far as the energy and recognizing, understanding what that energy is as a host. Because another reason that or something else I stated on my IG was the Eight of Diamonds. So people want to share your space. As a host, that's what you do, right? People want you. They see the thing that you have built, right, and they want to take advantage of it. And I think when Eight of Diamonds walk or they create things, people want to show up. They want to share the space with you, right? And I guess sometimes people don't think that people don't appreciate the what you have or don't know how to show their appreciation as well. So when people are showing up and they're trying to share this space, people can come in as haters, but they're just observing. So also in the essence, Eight of Diamonds take a lot of hate as well. They take a lot of ridicule. Gossip is some of the characteristics of the Eight of Diamonds. But being a host, or the essence of hosting, I think is the Eight of Diamonds type of energy, of them being able to host or being hostess, in certain aspects, because you're still getting the attention, right? But you're in a place of servitude, right? So when I look at the Eight of Diamonds, that's just what I kind of see. So that's why I got into that story.
Funny, I hosted a birthday party today because it's this one right here's 10th birthday.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Hey, the close. Ace.
They,
Ace.
they can hear you.
Thank you.
Say hi.
Hi.
That's Rashad.
Rashad. But yeah,
Yeah,
also big events as well. I think
it was a
like
big weekend. Her school on Friday had a spirit night at this place called like Planet Obstacle. There's obstacle courses and bouncy stuff, a wall, the rock wall, little like all. I mean, it's a it's a big place and it's fun. So they had that on Friday, and then we had family come into town yesterday, some, and then my older daughter came into town too. And we went out to dinner and had hibachi, so she got cooked in front of and treated all special there. And then today we had a birthday party at the roller skating rink. So it's been a weekend of lots of stuff, and she's put all of her stuff away, and we're getting ready to get her to bed soon for school in the morning. But she's definitely had a very eventful weekend for her 10th birthday, which is just wild that's she's 10. Like time be flying. So yeah.
time be timing. It definitely
Hmm.
is flying. Someone said greedy. I'm tired myself. I'm talking about tired. We may end this early because of everyone's exhaustion. We'll be out here about 15 minutes already. I can't stop y'all there. Somebody said, greetings, everyone. I'm a six of clubs, so I have the eight of diamonds Jupiter. You want to
Yes,
speak?
that person has the eight of diamonds as Jupiter. Six of clubs does. I think that's why the six of clubs has potential to be very. I mean, they can be very fortunate, very wealthy, very successful. Being that messenger card, they can take their words and be. You see them very, very talented. Usually, you see six of clubs as musicians, artists. Anywhere at spoken word. Anywhere their words are so powerful, and they do have a lot of potential to be very successful with that eight of diamonds in Jupiter. And it's their consistency, their perseverance, because I call the eights like energizer bunnies. So they
Good.
get back what they put out. So if they want the success, they've got to put in the work, and they will be very well rewarded for it, because the eight of diamonds in Jupiter is a very auspicious energy, I think, where you can achieve a lot of financial prosperity. It comes through that dedication, that consistency, because remember, the eights are an infinite source of energy, and so
Mm.
you get back what you put out being a six. So when you're able to kind of really put forth your effort, you be there. I think they can be very well rewarded for it.
Yeah. And inspiring others. So using your voice, being a guide, um, God, literally God, but being a guide also for others. We give the God in itself God to the King of Spades, but respectfully, that's why the Queen of Spades should always know their position as far as servitude, but knowing your power and who you are, right? So it's not to demean you or what I'm saying, the Queen of Spades, and that servitude is not to demean them, but you serving God, you serving other people, in the likeness of God, or you're inspiring other people. So yeah, so Six of Clubs are who we call or your John the Baptist, right? So they're inspiring other people, talking to other people. That's why I also say the Eight of Diamonds can be the preacher, right? Or the preacher card. So I'm standing up here talking, preaching here every Sunday about the cards to bring you into my idealness of what has brought me my heaven or my Nirvana, brought me to my Nirvana. But yeah, so the eight of six of clubs are speakers or talkers a lot of times, and here to balance out the ills that we all go through and to bring understanding and clarity. So that's what the eight of diamonds is: the power of your energy or the focus and the clarity that it has. Hello, Grosha.
Hey, what's up, Rashad? Hi, Gina.
Yeah, I'm over here yawning. I'm like super tired, unfortunately.
Hi.
I've been
Hello.
all day.
So
Monday.
you did a good chat about the eight of diamonds and what the basics are.
Yeah, and I've only been on here for 20 minutes, but it seems like I've been.
You're getting efficient. You're getting efficient at this stuff. You know what's going on.
Maybe that's what it is. I'm trying to, what they say, not lose as a those great rappers or great artists, having value in every line, right? So everything that I say, I want to create value within it. So yeah, that's what it kind of makes it seems like I've been.
Gina, I see you with your lotion. I was just inside doing the same thing. I have this like crazy knee pain today, and I'm like, there can't be enough in this jar for how much my knee hurts today. I need to make this jar like a miracle, like a never ends jar.
I know. And I was just telling Rashad before you got here, because, we had a whole weekend of birthday, celebrations, and there was roller skating today, and I'm like, oh, my legs. So I'm sitting here putting it on my leg. I was like, please go get the cream. It's in the kitchen. It was on the table somewhere, and she brought it to me, and I'm rubbing it on my legs now because they're sore. So, but it was we were talking about the Eight of Diamonds and the attention, and I was telling him about how Friday night we had the Planet Obstacle, and then the dinner on Saturday, and then the skating party today, and so a lot of throwing parties, or just being, it was very busy, a lot of in and out with people. My oldest daughter came home, we had her aunt in the town, my dad and my stepmom came for the party, so it's just whew. But now it's like, okay.
Expansion, contraction,
Basically, yeah.
So one of the weirdest things that happened on my Eight of Diamonds, and I'm trying to think of how to tell this story in a way that I don't give away more than I have to, but really acknowledge the universe, because there's a character in the Circles of the Circles that I meet out here in Utah who Felix identified to be the best grandma ever. So I'm his grandma, and there's a better one, right? And so I'm like, okay, note to self, kids say stuff, who cares, but anyways, ironically, we end up meeting her, and she's great. And I humbled and said, I've heard nothing but great, that kind of thing. But wouldn't it just be that she's born on the same day as my sister? Like, I'll tell you, like, the universe is like, what? Oh yeah, I'm the day for her. And I was just like, of course she is. And I was like, boy, and I was like, okay, well, I was celebrating her. I didn't really feel jelly. I just thought it's just a funny thing that happens when you run into somebody who's kind of like killing it in a way that you might be doing your best too, but they got some moves or whatever, But it was just funny that it was an Eight of Diamonds. My sister's an Eight of Diamonds. It was an Eight of Diamonds on the Eight of Diamonds week. I was like, okay, thank you, Eight of Diamonds, for the humility. You helped this king grow.
Well, that's what we was talking about, or what we was talking about before. It showed up for me in the characteristic of, like the scene and where I was. But for you, it's the person. So that's pretty dope. And of being a servitude, it's a woman, king of space, a powerful essence. She always here to serve and to help. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, it was really funny. Like the same exact day, I was like, okay, there you go.
Yeah, I gotta go out for a second, but please continue.
All right. So I got to talk to Nick today, which was way fun because it's an Ace of Clubs day. And he did teach me how to get onto the clubhouse. So we will, revisit the Tuesday night card table and see if some of the characters and friends and wisdom that was there comes back.
Nice.
So that's kind of a nice thing to go into the Nine of Diamonds week and my Nine of Diamonds year. And I guess, when people are listening, I don't even have my comments up to see who's here because I know Rashad gets some good people in here. So, where is Nick at? I don't know. I don't know if we invite him to this or if he would even come. I'll have to ask Rashad if he puts him in the loop.
No, he's supposed to be. I just did a room with him on Clubhouse, and we were talking about this, and he was going to come watch it. So,
how did you get the room? I've been waiting to find the room. How did you know he was in the room?
I saw it in the he called me. Then
he told me I'm about to start a room too, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I kept looking and I didn't see it. So you just saw it come up along the list of things?
Yeah, that's how I saw it.
What was it called?
The Secret Society is the name of the room or the house or whatever it's supposed to be called now.
Okay.
Yeah. And we did a room.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be great if he came. Maybe that's what Rashad's doing. He's in a combo. But it was interesting when I opened up the clubhouse. how there was a familiarity, almost like you go to a place you used to visit and you're like, oh, look who's still here. Oh, look who's there. You know, I saw a lot of familiar faces and people. So I thought that was cool. So what did you guys chat about? The Eight of Diamonds? Or
Yeah, just the Eight of Diamonds and the week, the energy, and then someone was asking, I think they had the Eight of Diamonds as their Jupiter card, which makes them that Six of Clubs. So we are talking a little bit about that. And I think that's good to kind of talk about it, how it may just show up in different placements too,
yeah.
If you have it as a Mercury card or a Venus card or Jupiter, so on and so forth, your Pluto card, whatever it may be, it's just it's going to show up differently. You know what I mean? It's going to still have the same, basic energies and characteristics, but how it expresses itself depends on where it's sitting in your chart, right? So
yeah, that's 100%.
Yeah, so just I think that's good. And I talk a lot about too, like for that Six of Clubs that's on here watching, this technically this past week being an Eight of Diamonds week, with it being their Jupiter card, hopefully there were Jupiter blessings. You know what I mean? Like, and that's sometimes good to know, like, as we get ready to go into a Nine of Diamonds week. Like I was talking about it in the room with Nick today. Like, is the Nine of Diamonds, like you said, you have the long range Nine of Diamonds this year. So it's a good pay attention to the energy this week. It can help with the year. It helps what kind of may be showing up. So it's just good to know that, because like I think the Eight of Diamonds is my vertical Venus for this year. Yeah. And so, again, it was a lot of relationships this week, and, family, and the baby's birthday and stuff like that. So
the baby, the 10-year-old baby,
the 10-year-old, my baby. She's like,
no.
I'm not a baby. I said, well, you're my baby. And she gets mad. I'm not allowed to call her little nickname anymore. So when I wrote her card, I put the nickname in parentheses.
It's so hard, right? They're like those little special cute things after kids, when they get older, like, don't you dare ever say that again.
Right.
Like, oh,
I'm not that. Yes, you are.
That's so cute. Come on. Don't take that one out.
Right. Like, hello,
I don't know.
So yeah, definitely a very fun but exhausting weekend. But it was a good time, a lot of fun, and I'm glad she had a good time and got to see my big one. She's
I'm
down.
telling you, you're really killing it in these rebirth years. I mean, things are really coming together. Sweet, dude.
Yeah. It's been interesting to kind of see so far. I mean, I'm 3 weeks in, or almost a month in now. And it's been very interesting, and very, what's the word I'm looking for? Comfortable, I would say. And I mean that in a way, like, because I have just more understanding of me. And since I'm in my natural spread, I feel more at peace. I feel more comfortable. And I was a little nervous about going into 45, but, kind of as 44 was ending, I had a lot of epiphanies about that energy and where I was going. And it really helped me to kind of really have a deeper understanding of the 44 and then the 45, just based on what was showing up at 44, how it was really getting me to look at things that I may not have ever been able to see before. But when you're in that, what I call the womb, right, you're able to kind of, and then I look at this as 45 as like a clean slate, a rebirth, an opportunity to be you, but now with all the wisdom and all the experience and all the things you have a better understanding. And now you kind of get to approach life with these fresh set of eyes and these fresh, clean slate, if you will, because you are being rebirthed. And so for me, I'm comfortable with that. Whereas before I was like, oh, like, how is this going to be, And so far, I can't complain,
Oh, it looks great. Yeah, it's nice to see. I mean, I look at it as an inspiration for everybody, right? Because you took on this stuff and it helped you take away some of whatever your chosen neurosis might be, right? Because the cards can really help us disengage from the neurosis and the things we make up in our minds and our narratives, when you come to accept and be like, oh, but wait a minute, what are my values and what am I doing and what do I really know now, and I don't have to be puppeted.
Sublimation is another trait or characteristic of the Eight of Diamonds. and what Gina was talking about, the gift of creativity is being able to be and believe that you can be reborn, or the essence of resurrection. There's no true death in anyone, right? Just to create a spirit, or being able to recreate yourself and come out a different person, no matter what you've been through. So that's pretty dope of recognizing that conversation. So yeah, 44, 45 is the death and rebirth kind of point that
Well, that's kind of like we're as a collective. If we do the years, right, we're in an 8 year and we're going into a 9 year. So in some ways, we're all getting to, especially in this Mercury retrograde, the slowdown, to kind of do a little inventory, cleaning up, organizing, getting more sense to what's what. Because I would imagine next year will be a lot about like what's going as you're building, because it's going to be the 9 to the 1. You know what I mean? I always find that happens. You know.
universal thinking on a universal mind, of course, as far as the nine, going from the eight into the nine, understanding what to do with the power that's given, how to give back to the people is very important. And with eights, everything can be destroyed, but you have to rebuild no matter what happens or what comes about, so old principles are kind of out the window, that can come from the eight, kind of like a phoenix rising, and from the ashes of everything being burned down. Not saying that we're going to burn, but yeah. So the being able to understand what you're doing, reach to people. I think, as far as yeah, I'm thinking politically and what people are going through, or not what people are going through, just that whole campaign of Kamala. I do have a feeling that she's going to win, to be honest, for me. But I think she should understand the power that's given.
But win what?
Hmm?
Like win what? Like
Mm.
what is the government that's
Being
present?
one.
Win what?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know. But
interesting.
like seriously, like win what? Like when the person who's everybody knows their face and their voice and they repeat themselves over and over and somehow they have a story later about something they did that was twisted. Like I
I
don't even.
appreciate that question. It's very true, because I think I did kind of write that with the eight of diamonds, and it was a miss. I was going so fast, I was driving, so it's unintentional.
So
But
you're posting while you're driving? You're posting while you're driving? Is that what you're saying?
working, driving, maybe. Let me not
Dude,
convict myself
you're
here.
like you're
This
living
is
on a
not about me.
string, bro. You're living on a string. By the way, Slim Bigham says, "Yo, what up, shot growing Gina? What it do?" So just letting you
What's
know.
going on? But my point was, nothing is won with the eight of diamonds. You're right. I think there's nothing is really won. It's like you have a position of power that you can share and give to other
Yeah,
people.
I was just listening to this Mirabai Star. She's Mirabai Star. She works with Carolyn Miss, and she also does Sounds True stuff with that Tammy Simon. And she's really bringing in feminine mysticism and how so much is about the shared leadership and horizontal leadership and creativity. Like there's just a different way that things are approached. And it's not, and it's interesting. She she shared that one of the reasons she never went full on into the feminine mysticism stuff is because she didn't want to feed that duality consciousness. But the reality was there are things that are not being kind of utilized or played as strong because there was an overlay of the patriarchy on the way we did things, right? So to me, the power of that aid, or to be able to manage your own energy and the resources that come to you and be the sun, like that's not to have power over anyone else, it's to be able to work well with others, I hope.
Yeah, true, exactly. Yeah. And understanding the true power, the what power really means, and that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's much harder to work with other people than just to do it all by yourself. I mean, come on.
it is, and they are independent. Just by nature, the essence of it, the energy is independent. So they want to be independent. So yeah.
Mhm.
And so, but yeah, we appreciate everyone coming. What up, Slime, G Shop, Soul Inspired, Tisha. So we're here to serve, to help. So we appreciate all you all coming in and adding, your ideas as you comment every week. But like I said, I think I'll be on here too long, having kind of personal uh, stomach kind of issues, but and I'm kind of tired. So
It's that driving and doing texts and putting up posts and working at the same time. Like that kind of stuff gets to a person after a while, bro.
possibly. I can't say. That's why I say I have to recognize my body. If I'm tired, I'm tired. If I'm tapping out, I'm tapping out. But was there anything else that you all wanted to say or speak about?
Maybe just what we can look for the nine, a little bit of like what you might see this coming week. Maybe if you guys already did that, then otherwise I'm good to go. I'll accept your belly call.
Mhm. What about you, G?
No, I mean, I've told y'all I'm beat because of the weekend.
I know.
But yeah, the Nine of Diamonds week, and we were talking about it in the room earlier. Just like, you know, with those nines, and we were looking at it like where it was sitting on the plate for the United States. So we were kind of doing a little the rabbit hole twist with that. And it just, you know, be able to let go, be free. I look at those nines as kind of freeing you from things that are maybe weighing you down, right? Things that just don't serve you anymore. It might be good to like purge a closet, pick a cabinet and find stuff that just isn't just been sitting there collecting dust and make space. You know what I mean? I think that's a good thing for those nines, is to kind of like make some space to allow something else to kind of come in. You can't welcome things if you're cluttered, if you're backed up, right? So go get unbacked up, Rashad. No,
Okay. I'll
you
take.
got to let it go. But no, and because we're dealing with the diamonds, it could be things of value. So something you've been holding on for, it may. And here's the thing: if you're not willing to let go, a lot of times the universe will remove it.
Yeah.
So the sooner you can free yourself, right, the easier it becomes. And when I say this with grace, because like it doesn't mean you won't feel disappointed. It doesn't mean it won't be like, oh darn, or you might be sad about it. It's just how long do you choose to stay in that space, right? Kind of accept the fact that something may be needing to leave, something may need to move on. And that's why I look at the nines as like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, one chapter closing, another one opening. What are you going to look at? The chapter that's been closing, trying to end, or can you focus on the new chapter that could come, even if you haven't even started the chapter yet, right? And then where the nine of diamonds will transform into the 10 of clubs. So again, it's one of the best things that's helped me understand these nines, is that three of them transform into 10. So there wants to be more, there wants to be an increase, but we have to be able to release and let go, and not be attached. So this week may present ways to kind of unstick yourself. Also, with the energy we were looking at too, while you're traveling, slow down. You may find people in a rush. Nines can be intense energy, so just take it easy. You'll be fine, but other people may not be aware of it, and they may be rushing or trying to get someplace. And nines can go to the big extreme. So slow
Mhm.
down, take your time, don't be rushing. And again, allow, with the nines, we know we're dealing with the cycle of either things coming to us or things leaving us, and you can experience both, this week. So allow and not try to control, I think, is the best for
Mm.
that energy.
Allowance. So whether you get an allowance or allowing other great things to come in, right? So the word of this week is allowance, right? So in order to get anything great, you have to let something go. Steve Harvey said something dope. He was like, his mom said, boy, how you going to get a new car when you got that old car parked in the space where you want the new car at, right? So in order to get a new car or get something great to come in, you gotta let that old junk go, right? So that goes for life, relationship, anything and everything.
Mhm.
For greatness to come in, allow the space to be there. So I appreciate y'all. We'll be here next week to talk about the Nine Diamonds more in depth. Sorry we had to kind of cut y'all short this week, but we had 40 minutes. It's not too bad. So we do appreciate you all. Try to give you a lot of content and context of what we speaking about because I kind of feel like people don't know this great place of this great space of the cards, but if we're able to communicate that, please show us by hitting like, commenting, and showing your appreciation. So, or donate. Finally, what is it? Finally, Rich 99 is my Cash App. Gina, what's yours?
Oh, my Cash App is G Scorza. My first initial, my last name. G Scorza.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I get smarter all the time when we chat, and I'm so curious how I stay curious. I'm just curious how it's going to become a bigger and bigger conversation, and what we'll do with the information. But for now, I'm with Gina. I'm going to go clean up stuff. I'm going to keep making order, and I'm going to rest and take care of my body.
All right. Well, we'll speak to you all next week. If y'all have any
You want to
questions,
say bye?
thank you.
Say
Happy
bye to the birthday girl.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Uh,
That's my baby.
But all right, we'll see you all next week. Thank you.
Bye, guys.